Hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Lakshman.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining the day 2 series of UiPath Studio Web. Before getting into the session, please follow the Visakhapatnam chapter for more insightful sessions in the upcoming. Next week also we are planning for two more sessions on the UiPath apps, and also 20 use case challenge is also coming on in the next week. Please do RSVP for those sessions also. Before starting the session, let me introduce myself and I have total 7+ years of experience into RPU UiPath, overall 9.5 years experience in IT industry. Currently, I'm working as a technology lead in Broadridge Financial Solutions. I'm UiPath MVP for 2022, 23, and 24, and also got 14 community awards. I have successfully completed the UID certification and solution architect certification from the UiPath. Muddu, can you introduce yourself to the
Yeah.
audience?
So myself, Mudhu Krishna, and I have an experience of 6 years, and I'm associated with L&T Technology Services as a technical lead. And I was MVP for 2022, and then I'm currently a MVP, and then I won. We are the runners for AI at Work hackathon happened in UiPath, and then I also have a YouTube channel. I'll be posting my videos there. You can follow my channel as well. So that is pretty much about myself. Yeah.
Thanks, Muddu. Yeah, today we'll discuss about this recap of the previous day session. Yesterday we have discussed what are the thing, what is the use of Studio Web, from where we can start the Studio Web, what are the advantages of Studio Web and compared to the Studio Desktop application, and also along with that, we will discuss about advanced features and capabilities of Studio Web. Then we are going to show two real world use cases. At the end, we have Q&A session. If in between also if you have any questions or anything, you can ping in the chat window. Before getting into the session, let me tell you, yesterday we have seen the about UiPath Studio. How can we, hope you guys have checked in your system, created the cloud account and configured everything, all the required things. If you have any questions or while challenges anything in the thing, please let us know at the end of the session. We can discuss on the all the challenges, everything. So today I will show you the one use case regarding with the autopilot feature. How can we use that one in our Studio Web? The main advantage of using UiPath autopilot is like, if just given the normal text, it will generate the entire workflow for us. Mainly, we can concentrate on high level processing every all the step by step. It will generate the flow. Just you can concentrate on high level design and all. So let me create the project with using autopilot. So yesterday we have seen this interface, right, for creating any project and all. Here if you see in the new project, click on this. There are three options will be there. Generate with autopilot, new from template. If you want to use any existing template, we can use this option. Importing project frames. So let's say some other person created the project, we want to import. So by using this project, we can import it. So in today in demo, I will show you the generating with autopilot. Just you need to click on this generate with autopilot. So here we can provide what would you like to automate. We can provide some text here. So based on that, it will automatically generate the flow for us. So there are in this prompt, there are mainly three things will be there: triggering the event, action, and context. For each of the things, they provide the description. Trigger means specify the event that trigger the automation, whether you want manual trigger or event based or any time based trigger. So whatever the context we are going to provide here, it should have the all those details triggering the event, when the process should be triggered, and what action you want to perform. So still you have doubts and all, so they have provided some context here. Some of the examples they provided here, you can see send me a message to Teams when a new lead is created in the Salesforce. So here it is like the triggering event will be like when the new lead is created in the Salesforce. That is the trigger event. Once that is done, then we have to send a message in the Teams. That is the action we need to perform. Similar way, download new Zoom recording as a video files and upload them to the Google Drive. Whenever any new Zoom recording is available, it should, so that is the triggering event. Then we need to upload into the Google Drive. So they provide some of the examples, so you can provide those things. Here in the today's demo I will show you like just whenever any new file is uploaded into the invoice file uploaded into the Google Drive, how can we bot will extract those details. Just I will provide that context like extract data from a new invoice file in Google Drive using document understanding and print invoice details. So here I am providing the context like extract the data from the new invoice. Whenever any invoice file is uploaded into the particular Google Drive location, then read that invoice file using document understanding and print the invoice details. Hope you guys aware of the document understanding. So in UiPath Studio we have one of the DU framework template is there. By using that we can read all the invoice details. There are set of steps will be there like taxonomy manager, digitization, classification, extraction and export. So by using that so just I have provided the context here. I'm clicking on generate here. Now autopilot it will leverage the artificial intelligence and all, it will generate the flow for us. See here, just I provide the context like extract data from new invoice file. It generated the steps here. First one is Google Drive. Whenever so the source will be like Google Drive. There the business will place the invoice files. Then we are checking if invoice file is in if the file is an invoice or not. It is checking whether the file is invoice or not. Then extract data using document understanding and then log message printing extract details. So in this way if you can provide simple context, then autopilot will use artificial intelligence and all, it will generate the flow for us. So if you have any, if you want to do any changes also, we can just click on clear. You can provide the new text here. If the whatever the flow is generated, it's everything looks good, then we can click on continue here. So based on our input it will generate the flow for us. So now it is generating the workflow for us. You can see in the top right corner it is showing one message. See all the details it was showing here. Just we need to do the connection configuration and all. If you see in the integration services, here as of now only OpenAI integration is there. Now we'll configure one by one connection now. First one is like source will be like Google Drive. There where we'll place the invoice files and all. So here I have in my Google Drive, I have created one folder called invoice files. So now this folder location I will configure in this here. For before getting into that one, first we need to connect to the Google Drive. We need to provide permissions to the UiPath. Then only it can access our Google Drive. So first step is clicking on connect to Google Drive. You can see here connection allows UiPath products to interact with the Google Drive. First we need to give these permissions. Click on connect. Then which account it is showing. So I'm using my account here. Clicking on continue. So I'm selecting the permissions required and then clicking on continue. See our integration is loading. Your connection is successful now. See here Google Drive connection is my account came here. If I'll go into the connections, let me refresh here. See, Google Drive connection got added, created on 12th September today only. Just now it got created. So there are so many integrations, connections are available in UiPath is providing. As per our the project requirement and all, we can use the any of the integration services. Even if we can create our own connections also by using connection builder option, we can create our own connections also. So here connection is created. You can see the status is connected. If you want to check the connection, we can do those things. If you want to edit any connection, if you want to change any account name, here I can see one of the account G Lakshman 9496 is there, right? If you want to change the connection also, we can do edit connection, we can modify it. So now location is like under my drive invoice files, so I need to select the folder. So once the connection is successful, we are providing full permission to the UiPath can access our Google Drive account. Then we need to select the location where the invoice files will be there. So here I'm selecting my drive, selecting invoice files folder. Now we have selected the location. Now next step is like can we can add the additional filters if we want. Else there is already one more option is there. We can add the filters here, or in the down also we can add the filters. Yesterday we have seen, right, email subject, on what basis you want to configure the reading the emails and all. Similar way for Google Drive connection also, whether the file, we have three different options, they created by email, file extension and name. So we can either we can configure it here. Let's say here I'm selecting whether the file name contains invoice word. It's not like always it should be invoice, we can enter any name. Just I'm entering the name like invoice. Whether the file name contains invoice, then only bot should process that file. If other than invoice any other names is there, it should skip it. So we have different methods are available, contains, ends with, equal and all. And what type of file extension. So if the file extension is PDF, then only it should process. So we can just provide the file extension contents of PDF. So bot will look mainly for two things. One is invoice file name contains invoice, and file extension is PDF. Then we can click on say whether you want to apply permission end or R. If you are selecting end means the file name should match both the things. If you are selecting R means either of the condition is true, then bot will continue for the next steps. So here output is saving in the new file variable, and job data is saving in this job data variable. So if the file name doesn't contain the invoice word means it will throw the error like this file is not an invoice. This is just like if condition. If the next step will is like extract data using document understanding. So here we need to provide document understanding project. What project we want to use here, whether a we have already some predefined models are available in the UiPath. So those things here it is showing. So I'm selecting predefined model, existing model only. And the next step is like what extractor we want to use to read the invoice. There are set of invoices are there. Generative extractor, invoices in Japan, China, purchase orders, ID cards, passports. There are different type of extractors are available. As per our document, we can choose either of the one here. So here I'm using one flip for the today's demo. I'm using some Flipkart invoices. So invoices in India I'm selecting as extractor here. See here for let's say whatever the extractor we selected, it can check for all those fields here: vendor name, vendor address, billing name, billing address, shipping address, everything. If we do it in the UiPath Studio DU framework template, there we need to use the taxonomy manager. We need to define the all the fields, what are the fields we need to extract from each invoice. and we need to do set of classification, digitization, all the steps we need to do. But in the Studio Web, just you can use this extractor, it will automatically will extract, it will check one by one fields. If the if the value is available in the document, it will fetch the fields, else it will be the blank. So in the previous step input we are passing as out, previous step output we are passing to here as input here, the new file. And if you want to do perform any auto validation, you can, we can do those things. And then after extracting all the results, we are saving in the extract data variable, it's got created automatically. Let me go to the data manager. Here you can see the variables like new file, this is output of Google Drive 1. And then extracted data we are saving, this is of type I document invoices file. So UiPath only automatically it will create the required variable types and everything. Just you can use it for the next step. So whatever extract data is there, I am passing it. It is kind of log message. We are printing all the extracted details. So from the previous step output, I am passing as input to this log message. So that's it. First we are checking whether the file is available in the Google Drive location. If the file is available with these names, then we are extracting using document understanding activity. We are extracting all the invoice details, and then we are printing those invoice details in the log message. So so just you need to do the configuration and passing the values, that's it. Automatically the autopilot only will provide the entire workflow for us. Now let's test the, as of now invoice file folder is contains empty. Let me run the process, we'll see what will happen. It will go into my Google Drive connection, it will check in the invoice files folder, any invoice files is available or not. Here you can see it what got thrown the error. New file matching with the filter criteria has been found. Please generate a new file that fits the criteria. So it throw like, as of now invoice folder is empty. So it throw the error like no input file is available. Let me stop the bot and place the input file there. I'm clicking on new file upload. So I have for the demo purpose I kept two invoice files. Let me upload first one. Yeah, first file got uploaded, invoice file. Now let me run the bot again. See, first step is passed because we have placed the input file with the matching criteria. So first step is passed here. You can see bot is successfully completed. It printed the invoice details here. Let me download the logs and show you in the, so that you can see it clearly. See, it extracted the vendor name, vendor address, billing name, invoice date, total amount, all the fields. Whichever fields are available in our invoice, if it is matching with those names, it will fetch the corresponding value. Here, due date, discount, and all not available, so it was empty here. Or maybe with it, it is existing with some other name. You can see vendor GST number, invoice number, everything here. Let me show you the what document I have uploaded here. Let me keep it side by side. Here first one is like invoice number. You can see it is starting with FA. It was extracted the same thing here. And total amount is 23,870 here. You can see total amount is 23,870. So in this way it will extract all the fields from us. Let me try to upload one more document and we'll see. File upload. I'm uploading the second document. Let me run it again. It's extracted, it's completed. Let me download the logs and open the doc. Here you can see it extracted again all the details: vendor name, billing details, address, and what is the total amount and net amount, invoice number, all the details it will extract. So in this way, just you can with the for autopilot, just you can provide the normal text. It will understand those things by using some artificial intelligence and all. It will understand. It will try to generate the flow for us. And the same flow we can now download it. We can open in the studio UiPath Studio X also. We can open the same flow. Yesterday I have showed one of the process, right? Similar way, it is also we can open in the studio. Just we need to do this configuration connections and everything we need to provide. That's it. In this one there are total two integration services we have. You Google Drive and document manager we're using, that is inbuilt of UiPath document manager, so it's not taking any connection there. Just we need to select as per our invoice documents, we can use the corresponding extractor and all. So so by using this autopilot one, just you can provide a high level flow, it will generate. You can do as per our the any connection required, or if you want to do any modifications also, we can require do the changes and all. Let me give one more context here. Read top 100 emails from Gmail and analyze the data. Read top 100 emails from the Gmail and analyzing the data I'm giving. Let me click on generate. It will take couple of minutes to understand our text and it will generate the flow for us. See here I didn't provide any trigger condition, so it is showing like manual trigger. In the previous step, whenever any new file is uploaded in the Google Drive, so I mentioned in the text, so it got created like Google file upload trigger. Here I didn't mention any trigger condition, so it was considered as manual trigger. And retrieve top 100 emails from the Gmail. For each email it will read one by whatever the previous step is there, 100 emails, it will loop one by one email and analyze the email data and then print the analysis of the results. So if all the flow looks good, then we can click on continue. If you want to do any changes in the flow, you can just click on this clear or cancel. You can provide the new context here. As of now I'm clicking continue here. You can see flow got generated automatically. Manual trigger, so manual trigger means we need to trigger it manually. And retrieve the top 100 emails. First we need to connect to the Gmail account. If you click on show additional properties, you can see limit email to first top 100 only it is showing. So as per whatever the text we have provided, it is understood, it created the flow for us. If we'll provide top 50 means it will keep the number as 50 here. We can change that number also later. Once we have connection successful, then we can do the configuration. Then it will loop one by one email. It will analyze the email data, and the result will be updated here. Let me do this connection, connect to Gmail. See, even we have, there are so many integration services are available. Just we can click on some buttons. You no need to write any coding, anything. Even if you don't have any automation experience also, people can do the automation easily. See, it got connection name as came here. If you want to apply any filters, you can apply, else you can leave it as blank. There are some properties are available, including subfolders you want to do here. Which folder you want to check, in which mailbox folder we need to check the emails. Now let me run this process. It reading the emails now. Now you can see it is looping one by one email. You can see it is running success. So it will read all the top 100 emails and everything. Then the results will be displayed here. So it displayed all the results here, that analysis and everything. So in this way we can easily just, we can give the normal text to that autopilot. It will analyze the data and it will generate the workflow for us. If you want, we can do that modifications. So that's all about this, using this autopilot. If you guys have any questions or anything, please ping in the chat window. Now we'll go into the second use case. Muddu will share the screen and will explain the second use case.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muddu, you can share our screen.
1 second. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lakshman. I think that was a great tutorial. So our next demo is about generating stock insights based on using Gen AI, and then we use UiPath Studio Web. So the main description of this use case will be like, we have, if we need to continuously monitor the technicals and fundamentals of any stock. Let's say like how Google is doing fundamentally or technically for last 7 days or last months, or what is the latest news of Google company's stock, and then base, is it positive or negative, and if it is positive, then just tell us if it is positive. So something like that. So these are the main definition of what we're going to do now. So let's go to your Path Studio Web. So this is my web. So I just have to go to cloud.earpath.com. Lakshman already showed you. So in that you have to go to Studio. You see this symbol. So that's for Studio Web. Then let's take a new project. Before creating a new project, so firstly we need an Excel file. So how we are going to do is like, we write a name in Excel file, and then we run the process, and that will read that Excel file, and then it will generate the latest news, and then it will give the stocks positive or negative. So let's go to Drive. So this is my Google Drive, and I've created a folder called Stock Market Analysis, and this is my Google Sheet. So I've given 3 columns. So firstly, this will be my input. So I write Apple, and then I run the bot. So it will get me the latest news. So these news, like what happened recently with that company. So it will give that, and then it will identify the fundamentals and technicals of that stock. and it will say if these technicals and fundamentals are positive or negative. So simple one. So I'm just deleting and everything, and let's keep Google for now. So I'll be keeping Google, and let's develop the bot from now. So now we have Excel file. The robot has to read this Excel, read this item, and then continue, right? So when there is a new item in the Excel, the robot has to start. So I don't have cloud server robots now, so I will be manually starting the process. But if you want, like, the robot has to automatically start when you have a row here, then you can directly, so this will be your starting point. So if you see here, select a trigger for your automation. So that means based on what trigger the process has to start. So if I write a Google here, if I write Google name in the cell, or any stock name in the cell, in the last cell of the sheet, process should start. So for that, you just search for row, and then you'll get, when a row added to bottom of a sheet, the process should start. So I'm selecting that. For the first time, it will take some time. So I'm not installing. If you are already aware of UiPath Studio Desktop, I'm not there. You have to install dependencies, right? So here we don't need those dependencies. It will automatically install the dependencies for you. Quickly. Yeah, created. So I'll name the process as stock analysis, and then so the trigger will be starting when a row added to bottom of a sheet, right? So now we have to connect our drive to this activity, right? So click on connect to Google Sheets. Already logged into my Gmail, so it will just ask you to connect. So click on connect.
Mudha, I guess
Select
your
the
screen got stuck here. It's still showing the
uh,
starting point only, trigger one.
okay. I'll stop and I'll reshare again. Can you see it?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
now we can see. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So I think I was telling. So I've added an activity. So this will be the trigger. So when there is a row item added to bottom of a sheet, then the process should start, right? So that's why I selected this trigger. So I've clicked on connect. So it is opening. I'll click again. Click on connect Google Sheets. Click on connect. Select the Gmail account. Click on continue. Click on it is, if you see, just make sure that it will be UiPath will be reading your Gmail, but you can trust it. It will not read your personal information, so it'll UiPath already have a AI trust layer. If you are using, if you want to use, if all the queries you do, it will pass through AI trust layer. So just like that, they have some trust layers in between Google and then UiPath, so you can trust it. Click on continue. And now my Gmail got connected. So how is this happened? So this happened using integration services. So what is integration service? Integration service is part of UiPath, which will simplify automating tasks with third-party apps. So third-party apps, by that I mean Google, for example, here. So in a nutshell, it'll enable automation without any out-of-box library connectors. So they have inbuilt library connectors. So if you want to see integration services specifically, so here I made the connection from here, right? So if you don't want to make it from here, so you can go to home, and then you can click on integration services. So here you can see all the connections that have been established so far. So there will be three connectors, connections, and triggers. So if you go to connections, so just now I connected my Gmail, right? So you can already see that connector here. So just like that, these are the available connectors. You can integrate with all, I mean, all these. So if you have in your organization, if you have Workday, then you can directly connect to Workday using integration services, and you can use default activities that we already have in Studio Web. So these are the connectors. There are hundreds of connectors you can already use. And if you have your own API application in your organization, which you're currently using HTTPS to hit on that, you can start your own connection builder. So that's about integration services. So what is happening now? So from Studio Web, by using integration services, by using integration services connection, we are connecting to Google Drive. So that's what we did for now. Okay, so we've connected. Then I said like a row should, when a row added to bottom of a sheet, it should start, right? So that spreadsheet I'm selecting now. It's in my drive, and then like just this part, my drive, stock market analysis, and then my file, right? So stock market analysis and then stock analysis. Save. I've selected spreadsheet, and then sheet name is sheet 1. So I'm selecting sheet 1. It has headers, so I clicked on, and then if you click on show additional properties, here it will show where the output will be stored. So all spreadsheet related information will be stored in spreadsheet variable. So these are automatically created variables by this activity. So if you want to see those, you can click on data manager here. So these are the panes that are available for UiPath Studio Web. Just like how we have variables arguments in Studio Desktop, so those things will be managed here in data manager. And if you want to have test cases for this, then that will be added here. And then you can see properties for this activity. So mostly properties will be displayed here itself. And then this is a watch panel. So if you want to debug in between, and then if you want to print something in between, so you can just add that expression here. So that's for watch panel. Okay, so we made the connection. So now let's print, or else let's click on test trigger, and let's see if this connection is working or not. So the final name I have is Google. So it got the Google, and number of rows is 2. So the trigger is working. Click on this. Now, so I've added my trigger. I'll quickly print the stock name that it retrieved from that sheet. So if you see here, I can already use variable. So above, this is my activity, right? So under that, my stock name. So you can directly click on that. It will, if you want to edit further, you can click this adjustments button and then click on open expression editor. So this is how it wrote. So if you want to edit this, so it will populate automatically. You can leave it as it is. But if you want to further edit that, you can just remove. And simple, it'll look like this. So it will print the stock name. Next, so we got the stock name, and then I want to hit generative AI asking for latest news, right? So for that, I'm using generative AI activities, and then I need content generation activity for that. So that will be this. So now I have to connect to Gen AI activities, just like how I made a connection to Google. I have to connect to Gen AI activities. Click on connect. It'll use your same Gmail account. So you can just click on connect. So connection got created. If you go to integration services, and then I can just refresh, and you see Gen AI activities connector got created. Okay. So for now we have these models, GPT 3.5 and then GPT 4. I'll use the latest one, GPT 4. Then here you write the prompt. So click on open expression editor. So firstly I need latest news of that stock, right? So I write get the latest news of the stock. then that stock is in. If you want to have, I mean, IntelliSense here, and click on control space, and then that will provide the IntelliSense. So I have row. This is my row that has been declared automatically by Google Sheet activity. So dot stock name. So for this stock name, I need latest news. Click on save, and here you can write a system prompt. So I'm keeping it as it is. So you can write like, you are my financial assistant, or you are my financial professional in finance, or something like that. Like, or you can write stock market, you are a stock market research analyst. So it's like, accordingly it will give you the best result. So I'm keeping it as it is for now. Okay, so here we'll have the output of latest stock news, right? So this output has to be written in this cell. So for that we have right cell. You can just it is there, I've searched before, so that's why it's showing out there. If not, you can just search right cell, and then it will show you the activity. Click on right cell, select the spreadsheet, select the sheet name. Then where do you have to write? So here we have a variable, right? So this will hold entire row. So when a row added here, so that entire row will be stored in this variable, right? So if I have this entire row, if I get the address of this cell, I can just write there, right? So I can quickly open expressions editor. So where do you have to write? So under row, I have to write under latest news, right? Latest news address, it will already show you. Click on that, now click on save. So it will automatically write that cell. So what do we have to write? That has to be mentioned in what to write. Can directly click here, it will show you the variables. I need output of the content generation activity, right? So under content generation text, just click a single click, and then that will automatically add. Now let's run the bot until here. You can see here the logs. Stock name is Google. It's generating the content now. It generated, then now it will be writing it in the here. So you can see it's telling to find in stock traded Nasdaq. So in general, it will not give stocks news as it is. I mean, because you might based on this you might buy a stock, right? So that's why it is doing like that. So what you have to do, just remove the stock word here. So whenever you use stock in the prompts, it will think like you might buy or sell based on this news. So that's why it says like, I don't know, I won't give any information like that. So click on save and click on test again. Let's remove. Okay. It's all because of the prompt. So let's keep it get latest news. Pending company. Let's see if it gives something. Else we'll continue with other prompt. So from here you'll get that it will be updated. Now let's add the second part. So let it write whatever it gives from the prompt. It will be written here. So let's get the technicals and fundamentals next, and then we'll update the prompts. So that will be first. Then we'll take content generation again. Select GPT-4. Edit the expression, and then here I'll write get technicals and fundamentals of row stock name for that company, right? Let's write company. So it'll get the technicals and fundamentals. So in general, like if you're already aware of stock market, so we see technicals and fundamentals of a stock, and then if it is really doing great, financially or technically, then we'll decide if you want to buy or not. So now we'll get the output, and then just like how we return the news here, we write the analysis here if it is positive or not. So we'll have the technicals and fundamentals as output for this activity. So we'll pass that information to one more prompt, and then we'll ask GPT-4 model if it is positive or negative. So let's take one more. Like I can write here itself within the prompt, but let's not confuse everything with in single expression. Here I write check if the message is positive or not. Respond with I just want if it is positive then yes, if it is negative then no. For this data I'll just write that, and then here I'll pass the content generated before, right? So that will be content generation, should be second one. Let's click on save here. Let's see the name. So it was content generation 1, right? So this will be my final prompt. Should be content generation 2 actually. So let's take a log message and print the output here. This will print the latest fundamentals and technicals, and that will be passed to here, right? Just expression editor, let's copy this and I'll just paste it here. And this output I have to write it in analysis row, analysis cell. Take a right cell. So you might get confused, like I have two right cells. So one is Microsoft 365, which will interact with Excel files, and second one is for Google Workspace. So I'm selecting Google Workspace. and sheet 1 same. Then here I have to write into dot dot, what is its name? It is analysis, right? So dot analysis address. So that's it. So let's start the bot and then we'll quickly recap what we've done here. I think it is still saving. Okay, I forgot to write what to write. So that will be output of content generation 2, right? So just select content generation 2 and text. So let's quickly recap what we did. So firstly, we have to start the automation when there is a new row here. So I don't have several robots now, so it might not start. But when I add a row name here and then I'll manually trigger, it will get and then it will write the news and analysis here. Let's click on test. Found Google. Yeah, it is telling it may not get the latest news, but you can find these news from these sources. That should be okay. So these are the technicals and fundamentals for Google. Let's copy to Notepad and then see. So these are the technicals and fundamentals. Based on this data, it is going to tell us if the stock is positive or negative. Like if it is positive, then it will say yes. If it is negative, then it will say no. So it ran successfully, and then let's see. So it says yes. So if you can manually study this, like there might be 50 moving average, something like these are all stock related ones. I'll not directly recommend to use this data to buy because it will not, mostly it will not give the data because it's a stock market data, so it will not give. So if you try in ChatGPT, it will give, but from UiPath it will not give. So this is how you do the automation for stock market analysis. So let's quickly recap. So we've taken an activity where the robot has to start when there is a new cell here in the Excel, or sorry, in the Google Sheet, and then we printed that log, and then we passed that stock name and then asking for latest news, and then that output we are writing back into this cell using write cell activity, and then we are asking for technicals and fundamentals of that stock name, and it'll give the stocks, and then based on the technicals and fundamentals we are asking again the GPT model to respond yes or no. If it is positive, then that message we are writing back into our cell. So that's about the use case. So now you can ask your questions. We have 25 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm enabling access for everyone. You can unmute yourself and you can ask any questions if you have.
Hey, hi Mudhu Krishna.
Hi.
It's a very good session from you.
Yep. Thank you.
Here, I have one doubt. You said that it is event-based trigger, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we go ahead and add any company name over there, it will
Mhm.
automatically trigger that bot will be automatically trigger, or we need to trigger it.
No, no, it will be automatically triggered. So I don't have serverless robot. I've already used this community edition. So I've already used that robot. So that's why it might not start. In general, I'll share my screen 1 second. So once I'm done with this flow, if I just have to publish, give any log, and then to your this is my personal workspace. So I click on publish. So it gets published. So now I can go to orchestrator. So I just published it. So it will automatically add an event trigger into triggers.
Okay.
So automations, triggers, and event triggers. So if you see here, automatically added this trigger. So now if I write something here, it will start. It will start when I have a serverless robot available. So I used to have one, but I used one. So that's why it might not start, but let's try. No, it is not starting because I don't have serverless robots. If you are new, I mean, if you're logging in now to cloud.uipath.com, it will start. It's not that complicated. We just like how it starts when you have a new file in Google. Yesterday, I think Lakshman already showed that. Like when there is a new email, it will automatically start. So it is just like that. Yeah.
Okay. It seems for the community edition, we are having this dependency, like it will run only for one flow like that.
Yes. 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 In enterprise, you have to pay for serverless robots, and then it'll run seamlessly.
And it
Okay.
will be triggered immediately also in enterprise.
Yeah.
As we are using community edition one, it will take some time to trigger the bot. It will take 2 to 3 minutes. But in an enterprise version, it will be triggered immediately, less than 1 minute.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, if you have any other questions, you can feel free to unmute yourself and you can ask here. Someone in the
Yeah,
chat
hello.
window asked like, can we copy the activities from the studio web? Yes, we can copy the activities.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a quick one. If
Hmm.
if I don't want to use the models in the Gen AI
Hmm.
and I want to use maybe an open source
Hmm.
um, AI, how will I, for example, if I want to use maybe a Hugging Face, AI from Hugging Face, or maybe a Grok AI, and I
Hmm.
want to maybe integrate that API to be able to use it without using the inbuilt AI, how do I go about that?
Your voice is it's like too far. Can you repeat again the end part? So if you want to use external, like for example, you want to interact with ChatGPT with an API. That's what you're asking.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. So I'm using UiPath Gen AI activities, right? So if you want to integrate ChatGPT, you can just click here, search for ChatGPT, and you'll find a connector. Second, start again. Let's see ChatGPT here. Can you find ChatGPT here? Second.
Muddu, search for OpenAI.
Oh, okay.
No, just search
Yeah,
OpenAI.
yeah, yeah. So with this HTTP request, you can generate API token there in ChatGPT, and then use that API token here, and then you can connect from here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
My question is regarding active pilot, the one first use case, right?
Yes,
Uh, yeah, so in the document understanding step, we have seen the different fields was displayed, like vendor name, invoice number, and all those price and everything, right? So
yes,
how
correct.
fields has been populated over there? Is this mapped somewhere, or it is through the document understanding?
If you observe the demo there, I have showed the predefined model. So they automatically that models got the UiPath gave enough training for all those models, so it can extract all the fields.
So those are from the models only. So that
Yes,
is
model.
predefined in the model.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And if there is an extra fields in the invoice, those will be extracted.
So in that case, you need to try with different models. Maximum each
Okay.
model will cover all the required fields, but if you have any additional fields are there, may you need to try with different models.
Different model, and we can
Maybe
customize
you
it.
can customize your own model also. You can do give the training. You can use it. It's not like we need to use only UiPath models. You can train your own model also.
Okay. Okay.
Let me show you that one. Here we are using the predefined model. If you want, we can define own model also. So for here, I have selected the invoices India. So it was showing what are the fields this model can extract. So like this, we have different invoices Japan, China. We can use generative extractor also. Some receipts. There are so many models are available, extractors and all. So as per our the input file and all the document type, we can use the corresponding one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Here I'm using the UiPath one document understanding, so it is showing you can publish your own model, you can do the training and all, you can use it.
Okay. Thank you.
Guys, still we have 20 minutes time is there. If you guys have any doubts, not only for today's session, yesterday's session also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask here.
No, no, no.
So those recording will be available for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
after 1 or 2 days, we'll upload this recording in the event page itself only. You can find it there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Lakshman. Here I am having one doubt. This is not regarding this session.
Okay.
You might have this answer because currently I'm working in same RPA domain, but not in UiPath end. Our company is having our own RPA platform. So here, when we are working on these unattended robots, usually they run in virtual machines, right? Like
Yes.
Windows virtual machines. There we are creating one unattended session. Like for example, if the bot is running in user one, we are installing one session so that that user one will be always up and running even though we disconnect from that server, that will be in the activated state. For that, one process we are following. So in the UiPath and also anything is like that.
You mean always that process should be run with the same on same machine and same robot account?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have such options are available in the orchestrator. While
Okay.
creating the trigger only itself only you can choose on which machine you want to run, on which robot account you want to use.
Okay. Got it. Got it. And from few days onwards, I'm trying to learn this UiPath from the academy. But there I'm seeing a lot of courses. So what can you suggest some good courses for me to start with?
May I know for which course are you looking for, any development course or any business related testing related, or which one you are looking for?
Yeah,
Development.
developer and only.
Yeah, for developer and all in the UiPath Academy, you can select the studio product. Even we have some certifications is available also.
Okay.
Associate certificate advanced. If you can choose see the course there, you
Okay.
can see all the learnings. Everything will be available in the UiPath Academy.
Got it. Got it.
I will share you the links. You can follow. You can firstly try to complete associate professional. I'll share you the links, and
Okay.
then you can go through that, and then it will show you the proper learning plan. And if you are interested, you can write the exam as well.
Got it. And for that exam, we need to pay anything?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you need to pay the money. Even
Okay.
UiPath is providing mock test also. There you can first once you have completed the learnings and all, you can take the mock exam. Based on that, you can attend for the main exam.
Okay. Got it.
So I've
Thank
sent you the link. That will be associate. So you can start with that. Then if you are still interested in learning, I mean, want to become a professional, then you can take the second link.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, yeah, it would be like if you.
Okay. Hi. Hi, Vishwas.
Yeah, with the Studio Web, how we can establish the connection for DB. So, can you just explain?
Like, so you want to build your own connection or
Yeah, DB connection.
DB? Okay.
Yeah.
So DB, I think in general it will use data service that is already available here, but DB, one second, let me check.
So, see, for Studio Web, right? Like, it's not possible for us to interact with on-prem DB, I guess, and even with on-prem, because these are running in the cloud, right? So and also it's not inside of your network, so you don't have any DB integrations available for Studio Web, and by default you have Studio Web data services where UiPath data services similar to like how it works, similar to the database only. Like you'll be having tables and schemas, so you can leverage those.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we don't have database connections. Yes.
Today we're mainly interacting with the cloud platform only. So whatever the application you're going to automate, everything should be there in the cloud itself.
Okay. Got it.
You can open Studio Web and then you can see the connectors. So whatever you see, I mean, if you see the connector there, then the possibility will be there. I mean, it will be, you can connect with that application.
One more way like to
And
connect to
with
the
the
database,
DB,
right? You need to
if you
enable some
can,
API way. Maybe you can create
yeah,
own ever
that's what.
connection with that
So you
API and
can,
all, then you can
mm,
configure it.
yes, you can create your own connection in integration services. So, so I'll show you one second. I'll share again. So I've shown you the integration services tab, right? So here we have option to connection, build a connection. There will be specific uh, courses also to know how to build a connector. You can build the connection, and you can write some code that will and write an API call or something here that connects to your database, and then you can call that connector in Studio Web. That will be a possibility. Yeah.
Guys, do you have any other questions? Yeah, if not, you please do whatever the from yesterday and today's learning you have. Please do share the feedback in LinkedIn and other social media platforms. You can tag us there. Patra, do you want to talk anything about the next week use case challenges and all?
Yeah. Guys, like from the Vizag chapter, we are launching use case series starting from 16th. So I'm sharing the link in the chat, so you can register for that event, and we will be dealing with like 20 use cases altogether, and just let me share that link. Just give me a minute, guys.
Patrick, can I share that link? I have the link handy.
Yeah,
Like,
sure, sure, sure.
yeah, I have shared the chat window. It is a series about 20 use cases and all they're going to discuss. Please do RSVP for those things also.
Perfect. Yeah.
And also next week, me and Muddy again we're coming up with one more interesting product, UiPath apps. So please do RSVP for those sessions also. In the same Vizag chapter only, we are going to give the sessions.
Reposting that. Yeah. Okay, you already did.
Yes, I did that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have any questions, guys, I think we are good to wrap up. So